warm, sunny, rainy, windy, sometimes shivery, yeah, everything in one single day. So while you are enjoying the pre-monsoon, I want you to enjoy the meeting without any distractions and without any disheartenings. And for that, please listen to me very, very carefully. Okay? Yes. All right. So first, I want you to please take out your phones and put it on silent. Thank you. Next, please avoid moving around the room. And if you have to move or you have to enter or exit the door, then please do so when you hear the sweet sound of an applause. And lastly, please avoid talking on gender, religion, and politics. Are we all set?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Now it is time for me to introduce you to someone. As a child, she spent a lot of time in nature. Thanks to her nature-loving parents and family friends, and that has made her extremely environment conscious. So before buying anything, she thinks really hard, like whether it is really essential or not. And she believes that less is more. She's also very conscious about her decisions that may impact the environment. She's a true environmentalist and a minimalist. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the thoughtful and contemplative standing president of our Bangalore Toastmasters Club, Chaitra Chandapillai.
Thank you, Amrit, for such a wonderful introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
I declare meeting number 1479 open. Now, all of you members have received the meeting minutes by email and on the WhatsApp group. I hope you all read the minutes. Are there any amendments to the minutes of last week's meeting? No? Okay. Shall we have the meeting's minutes passed? Yes. Okay. I declare the minutes of meeting number 1478 passed. Now I see quite a few new faces today. I think there are some guests who are here for the first time. Can we have you stand up? Members, how do we welcome our first-time guests? Thank you. You may take your seats. At the end of the meeting, we will be giving you a walkthrough on what Toastmasters is about. Liz Murray was born to a poor and impoverished household. To make things worse, her parents were addicted to drugs. So she had a hard childhood. She spent her early childhood in a house surrounded by drug use, and she was severely neglected as a child. She was so badly neglected that at one point she had to eat ice cubes 9, she knew she had to do something. So she started working at these small grocery stores to earn money to afford groceries. Slowly her housing situation became worse and she ended up in a very badly abusive situation. So at one point, she ran away from her abusive house. At the age of 15, her mother passed away from AIDS related to drug use. And at that point, she became hopeless. That was when she faced a wake-up call. She knew that she could not continue life as she had been living. She had to do something. So she took up a job soliciting donations for charities. And she knew that her survival depended on this job. She worked so hard that she broke records with fundraising. She actually got $8,000 in 2 months, which was unheard of in her organization. Her managers were impressed and they urged her to look forward to what she can achieve in her life. So she decided to commit to education. And she worked so hard that even though she dropped out of school, she got through high school in 2 years. She then went ahead and started applying for scholarships. And she was awarded a scholarship by the New York Times. And she got admission into Harvard University. From there on, she went on from success to success. And now she is a motivational speaker. There is a very interesting movie made on her. It's called Homeless to Harvard. It's a very inspiring movie. I would urge you to watch it. Because her story really illustrates how even though you have the worst of circumstances acting against you with determination, and if you change your mindset, if you put in that hard work, you can go on and shape your destiny and become someone great. Now, to take today's meeting forward, we have a very special person. He grew up in Bangalore. He studied in Aurobindo and then he went on to study in Joseph's. And then he made an interesting switch to Christ University to do his bachelor's in journalism, psychology and literature. And then he went to Dublin to study and do his Master's of Arts in philosophy and literature. He spent 2 years working at Dublin in sales, and he came back to Bangalore and started working on his family business. Now, he is a very interesting person. He enjoys reading and he counts Toastmasters as a major influence in his life. He enjoys trekking also, and he recently had a trip to the Himalayas. But these days, he does not do much trekking. Because why go to the Himalayas all the way there when you have a shortcut to the top of the world? Any guesses? Baby Shivan, who is, I think, 4 months old almost. Yes. So now he is a new father and he is really excited to be taking on that role. And today, he will be leading us and taking this meeting forward as the Toastmaster of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our VP membership and today's Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mahaveer Jain.
was true, then I would always get parking spots. You think, it never happens. But if you actually think deep into it, whatever we do, we need blueprints first before we actually do anything. Like an architect, if he has to design a building, he has so many thoughts, so many ideas, and so many blueprints that he has to produce in order to come at the final stage. Let me tell you a quick story from my life. A few years back, I wanted to be a runner, a marathon runner. I was very excited. I got new sneakers. I downloaded that running app. I made a couple of friends who go for runs. And I joined them. And on day one, like an amateur, I started running as somebody was chasing me. I ran. And after some time, well, you guys know what happened. Got tired. Like, this is not meant for me. That night I came home and I told myself, no, running is not for me. But something came in my mind. Some thought changed in my mind. What did you do wrong? Well, on day one, nobody goes in sprints. You start walking, then you run for 5 minutes, take stops, and then run more. So the next 2 days, next couple of sessions, I did the same. And I changed my thoughts, thinking that I will do it, I can do it, along with my friends. And after a couple of sessions, I ended up doing the 5-kilometer run, which I was very happy. Now I want all of you to take up a short exercise. Are you all with me?
Yes.
I want all of you to close your eyes. No cheating. Pick one goal. It can be career, fitness. Hey, aim high, huh? Now write 3 positive thoughts. Say for me, running was, come on, you can do it. 3 positive thoughts. I got this. Mondays don't scare me. Are you still with me?
Yes.
Now choose one tiny action that you'd start today. Maybe buy that shoes, maybe start something that you wanted to start from very long time. How many of you will start with that small action with me? Raise your hands. Amazing. You can all open your eyes. Everything started as a thought. Say iPhone, light bulbs, Thomas Alva Edison. Started as a thought. Even TikTok, yes, those questionable news are because of the thoughts as well. Now let me give you one short example of how thoughts can impact us. 2 people losing jobs. One person says he's doomed. I can't do anything. And the other one is like, alright, I lost my job. Go for a lot of coffees and do a startup myself. So incidentally, he starts a new startup called Jobless and Joyful. So how many of you want to be that guy who starts a new company? Oh, many of you. Very interesting. Super. Okay. So Toastmasters was started with one big thought by Ralph C. Smedley in Santa Ana, California. Now we have 15,800 clubs in 149 countries, helping people speak worldwide. So, for the benefit of the guest, do any of the guests know what is the pattern of Toastmasters meeting? Any of the guests? Yes? You know what comes first in the Toastmasters meeting? No. Table topics comes in the end because we are a little scared of table topics. At least I am. So first session is the prepared speech session. And second session we have is the table topics. And the final session is the evaluation session. And to help us with the evaluation session, we have a very less strict evaluator today who I'm going to introduce towards the end of the meeting, Toastmaster Jain. To help the evaluator today, we have the tag team. So, Toastmaster India's Basha. He's an accountant, Mercedes-Benz R&D Pro, a full-time dad on the run for 2 people, 2 kids. Talk about picky. Believe it or not, he's never tried curd. Yes, curds. Give it up for Toastmaster Imtiaz Pasha.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
Myself Imtiaz, as an art counter, I will be listening carefully use of clutch words, the filler words, in here, and you know the repetitive words. I will keep track of everyone, and I will be reporting at the end of the meeting. So, who has best controlled use of these clutch words? Thank you.
Let's welcome our timer, a first-year student from Mount Carmel's with passion set for 100%. Even she joined Toastmasters just not to speak, but to give her 100%. And she's part of my VP membership team, and she does an amazing job. Please give it up for Toastmaster Palak Mehta.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
I'm your timer for today, your humble guardian, and your time traveler for the day. So, I will be keeping track of all the speakers today. So, let me read the prepared speeches, the table topics, and evaluations. So, the time for prepared speeches is 5 to 7 minutes. 5 minutes is the green card, 6 minutes is the yellow card, and 7 minutes is the red card. The bell will go on at 30 seconds. There will be a 30 seconds buffer time. The table topic sessions will be for 1 to 2 minutes. 1 minute is the green card, 1.5 minutes is the yellow card, and the 2 minutes is the red card, and we have a 30 seconds buffer time. The evaluation session is for 2 to 3 minutes. 2 minutes is the green card, 2.5 minutes the yellow card, and the red card at 3 minutes. So, step into your time zone today and be confident, and I'll make sure that I'll get you back on time. Thank you.
Our grammarian today is a wealth management pro during the weekdays and a trek leader during the weekends. Awesome, right? So, give it up for one and only Toastmaster Pradeep Padmanabhan.
Yo, what's up? I ain't gonna do nothing today. How many things went wrong in that? Everything? Thank you for being the grammarian for my speech. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Toastmasters today. I am going to be a grammarian and I am going to keep count of the good usage and the not so good usage of the English language. I will also look out for a brilliant framing of sentences. Okay? So give me more of your impressions and let me get impressed. Along with this, I also have one more job to do today, which is introduce the word of the day today, which is contemplate. What does it mean? As the word says, to think carefully about something. As you contemplate about why you are sitting here, let's all hope for a wonderful evening. All the best to all the speakers. Good luck. Over to you.
Well, while I was contemplating today how to introduce you all to the best of my ability, I went short of ideas. Guess what I did? I took help of a pro, which I'll tell you later. Okay, so the evaluator of the first speech is stats grad now studying actuarial science because guessing the future sounds fun, right? And for books, he only loves fictions. He's like others are all dramatic, I only love fictions. Please give it up for the evaluator, Toastmaster Brian D'Souza. Please give it up for the audience.
Toastmasters, yes. The first speaker is attempting a speech of level 1, project 1, which is the icebreaker, from presentation mastery. The purpose of the speech is for the member to introduce themselves to the club and to learn the basic structure of public speech. Timer, please note the duration is 4 to 6 minutes. Back to you.
Thank you. Our first speaker is someone who will help you from where's my money to I've got this for you. She's from Indore, the cleanest city of India, and she jokes, it just got that way after she left. When she's not planning finances, she's sketching and taking peaceful walks at the stadium. Behind her confidence is her mom, who has been an inspiration for her. Her speech today is titled, The Lesson I Did Not See Coming. I repeat, The Lesson I Did Not See Coming. Please join me in welcoming the thoughtful and talented Sonal Sharma.
My mother-in-law often says, they said you should not do that, they say you should not do this. So, they say you cannot pour from an empty cup. But what if helping others is what fills your cup? Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
I am Sonal Sharma, originally from Indore, where I live with my parents, with my elder sister and my younger brother. For the past 8 years, I have been living in Bangalore. It's my second home. After marriage, I am a part of joint family. While I have grown a fond of dip idli, but my heart still wakes up thinking about poha jalebi, the true breakfast of Indorians. Today, I would love to share a few stories that shaped me, not in just what I do, but in who I have become. Stories of 3 C's: classrooms, confusion, and connections. And how sometimes helping someone else or guiding someone else helps you find your own direction. I studied in a humble trusted higher secondary school in Indore. We were 125 students in 11th standard. Only 5 of us haven't joined any coaching class. In a world of coaching is life. Out of 5 of us, one friend who was very close to me, Vanita, bright but burdened by difficult home environment. She struggled to focus, but I couldn't just sit back and watch. So we made a pact. We would come early, we'll stay after school hours, and we'll study together. I used to give her homework. I have encouraged her when she doubted herself. Eventually, she started believing I could do it. She could do it. She scored 62% in her 12th standard. This may not grab headlines, but for us, it was a victory. This experience lit a spark in me. Now, after school, like many first-generation engineers, I picked the field not because I loved it, but because I spoke to 5 people. And unfortunately, all these 5 people said exact same thing. Biomedical engineering has a boom. Well, the only boom I experienced was a confusion bomb which exploded, boom, when I realized that this field requires higher studies and I had zero interest in pursuing that. The first year of engineering was all fun. All the branches had same subjects. Everything felt new and exciting. But second year onwards, well, core biomedical subjects skipped in, I realized this path is not for me. I lost my all interest. That's when my friend Preeti told me, Sonal, why don't you start home tuitions? And I remembered Vanita's story, so I did. Life was anything but relaxed. My day began at 8 a.m. with college, wrapped up by 4:30 p.m. 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. I used to go to home tuitions. Exhausting? Yes. But more than that, it was fulfilling. Teaching didn't feel like work. I built deep bonds with my students. We didn't just used to solve math problems. We shared our dreams, we dealt with our fears, and sometimes even teenage drama. I was more than a teacher to them. I was like an elder sister. This home tuitions gave me more than an experience. It gave me a second family. Now, by the end of engineering, I had 2 job offers. One was from a well-known MNC and another was from a test prep company where I could teach full-time. After years of teaching and guiding students while managing college, I knew what energized me, making someone understand something they once feared. So I chose test prep company. Over the years, I trained for GRE, GMAT and other MBA entrance exams and other government job related exams. Later, I became campus to corporate trainer, where I was helping young graduates or fresh graduates, getting them the real world. Life was going easy, but then comes a twist. It's a twist, and the twist was motherhood. Suddenly, I had a student who did not follow any syllabus, spoke in giggles and wails, and has set his own unpredictable schedule. That's when I decided to take my another interest forward, that's finance, because I wanted to work on my own terms. I moved to financial planning where I could still learn, still learn for my numbers and I can still help people in a different way. So, seeing from the point class of Indore to a packed classroom, when I look back, I see that every step, every doubt, every decision has shaped me by the people I met and the small way we have helped each other grow. Whether it was a friend from a school or a home tutor or a student my student or a batch of fresh graduates, every connection had left me a little more sure of who I am. And that's what I have learned. Helping someone else take step forward might help you find your own. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you for that fantastic speech. We all know that, and I also agree, the hardest job in this world is motherhood. Okay, so the next speech, we have our evaluator, Toastmaster George, but the guidelines of this speech is going to be the same, as this speech is also going to be an icebreaker. Our evaluator has been building airlines, Airbus for 12 years. So if anyone knows how to keep things flying, it's him, right? So let me just introduce quickly the speaker for today, next speaker. He comes from a small town with a big name. Any guesses? Jolatete. While most of us spend our time relaxing at home, he's off exploring hills, going to waterfalls, and turning adventure into a family tradition. In his free time, he loves writing poetry and he loves watching crime thrillers. With his speech titled, The Coordinates of My Journey, I repeat, with his speech titled, The Coordinates of My Journey, Please welcome the thoughtful, adventurous, and quietly poetic Toastmaster Ravivarma.
Ladies and gentlemen, myself Ravivarma, I am from Joharbet, from the district of Tamil Nadu. It's often called as a sandalwood town, surrounded by the Javadu and Nilgiri hills. It's very close to the Amur, where it's famous across the globe for its delicious biryani. Coming to my family, my father is an astrologer who draws a graph of my future life journey, and my mother, who is a backbone of our family, manages everything with love and care. I have an elder brother who works in the banking profession. So most of the time I was away from home. Due to schooling and college, the relation we share is respect and warmth. As a kid, I was more mischievous than mindful. So, concerned, coming to my studies, I was more playful with my friends. Concerned about the lack of focus, my parents planned to shift me to the school next to my hometown. This turns out to be the turning point in my life. With the support of my teacher and better environment, I scored good marks which impressed my parents too. Initially I was not sure which degree to pursue. At my parents' suggestion, I joined engineering, and slowly I started liking the subject and learning new things. So as the college was near to my hometown, I learned new things, gained experience, and improved the way I talk to the people. Then, currently, I am working as a software quality engineer at Active Technologies, and I am preparing to move to a developer role with a long-term goal of becoming a product owner or business analyst. And I have an ultimate goal of to becoming a business entrepreneur. With this experience, I believe this is the happen. And in my hometown, there is an entrepreneur named Ibrahim who sells product door to door and built a net worth of rupees 15 crore in 15 years. Seeing this story inspired me like the consistency, discipline, and hard work that leads to a great success. And when, as I am shy and fear of speaking up in the public, I joined Toastmasters. I aspire to become a confident and a TEDx speaker to inspire others. I believe this journey helps me to break the mental barriers in my mind. Then, as a kid, I was asking for some fancy toys to my parents, and they would say no for that, thinking I would lose interest. Ironically, I am the person who treasures and takes care of the things. And I am deeply inspired by the person, Jackie Chan, who does his own stunts and did the best, no matter what. And also, when I meet him, I want to ask him one question. What makes you, what drives you every day to keep pushing forward? This question resonates deep in my mind. As everyone have a purpose in their life, either small or big, that fuels their life every day. So today, I leave you with the same question. What drives you every day that keeps pushing you forward?
find out the answer and let it guide your journey ahead. That's it.
Going door to door, door to door, door to door to hit that 0000 mark is what drives me. I don't know about you guys. Okay, so the next evaluator is a sales professional who actually enjoys meeting people for a living. Please welcome Toastmaster Alok Simha to read out the guidance. And please, I request Toastmaster Amrit.
The purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmaster envisions mentoring. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of a previous experience as a protege. Timer, please note 5 to 7 minutes. Best of luck.
Is India's favorite nomad, thanks to her dad who loves moving. She got friendship skills to the point. Her childhood snack, sneaking chicken curry from neighbor's kitchen. Yes, it was so good she's still craving her. She speaks 4 to 5 languages, so confusing her is basically impossible. Fresh grad, soon to be a crime solver, not because of Netflix, because of passion. She ran for her college fest she headed a college fest like a boss. 2 biology teachers really impacted her immensely in her life. With a speech titled Mentorship, the Cure for Over-Contemplation, I repeat, with a speech titled Mentorship, the Cure for Over-Contemplation, give it up for Toastmaster Shreya Sadugol.
Am I audible? I think my voice should be enough. Since it is IPL season, let me give a fun fact about a cricketer. So I think we all know that Hardik Pandya was mentored by MS Dhoni, right? Yes?
No.
Okay. If you know, then now you know. What Dhoni did teach Hardik Pandya was to sleepwalk through the pressure by taking naps in his dressing room before the big overs. So what Hardik Pandya does now is he takes power naps between the wickets. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
Be it famous celebrity or a cricketer or even more successful businessmen, each and every one of them had mentor at one point in their life. And some of them still do. Mentors are your backbones. They are there for you through your ups and downs. They can be your parents, your siblings, your significant others, someone from your workplace, or even your teachers. Let me tell you a story of someone who put their heart and soul into dancing. They used to enjoy every single beat of music. That is none other than Toastmaster Shreya. Just like every other South Indian family, my parents too enrolled me into a Bharatanatyam dancing class when I was around 8 or 9 years old. What started out as a compulsory habit turned out to be a part of me as I grew up. My teacher had a huge role in it. I used to go to her classes every weekend morning. Now she hated if any of her students the talas on her hand and the students hitting the ground with their feet. The sound was just divinely harmonious. Once I was practicing for a stage performance, she had her whole attention on me. Even if a single finger was off the axis, she would hit it with a wooden stick and make it right. If you want me to put it in a desi manner, she basically hit us with a balan, if you know what that means. And with that's how I learned to perfect every small thing. Now after each choreography, she used to make me practice it so many times that it used to run through my blood. And when I practiced so many times, it not only made me connect to the story more, but it also made the performance so much more beautifully perceived by the audience. Every single eye movement, every single eyebrow movement, the way you express your emotions, the way you held your posture, the way you walk, the way you show expressions and look at the audience. Every single thing mattered. All this attention to details made me a pro. Not a pro, but made me a very graceful dancer. Classical dances such as Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, Kathakali, etc. are quite underappreciated in our generation. And because of my teacher and the way she mentored me, really made me appreciate this dance style beyond my imagination. Speaking of imagination, another art style that I would not have even thought of getting into was public speaking. And thanks to Toastmaster Brian D'Souza, who introduced me to Bangalore Toastmasters Club, but also the mentor who was given to me, who was DTM Gangadhar, is because he was the one who made me create such beautiful stories, and all I had to do was just give him a call, and I would tell him, I have this vision in my mind, I want to do this, how can I make this better, could you give me any tips? And the way he would explain this to me just sat there on mine, and with that I could express my thoughts into speech in a very creative and organized manner. All that was because of my mentor. Also, one person who I would like to thank or mention is Dr. Rajdeep Manwani. I'm not telling his name just because he is here, but because when he used to keep these sessions before the evaluation contest, he gave such useful tips and practices on how to evaluate speakers that made me not only give speakers but myself a chance to give or take positive feedbacks and not take evaluation as a just because he's a experienced speaker or speaker doesn't mean he can give me anything, but take it in a positive manner. Oh, he's experienced. He knows what he's doing. So I should take his advice. The same way I was able to give other speakers a chance to improve in their journey. I would like to conclude by saying a mentor is great just not because what they teach you, but also what you become because of them. Now, because of these mentors who I had throughout my whole life is the reason I am able to stand here on this stage and speak confidently and give a speech dedicated to them, expressing my gratitude. Over to you.
We are very grateful to have you and listen to your kind words with all the laughter. We're going to have a small networking break of 5 minutes. Where you feel a maybe getting laughter a little, but help out the table topic speakers. Okay, so the next session is going to be handled by the table topic master of today, Toastmaster Shreyas SK. So, Shreyas SK, sorry. So, he's a Bangalorean. He might look serious, but don't be fooled. He's actually pretty fun once you get to know him. When he's not working, he loves playing with his kids, remembering not to take life too seriously. He enjoys staying connected with technology, which of course makes his life much easier. His motto, never complain. Every day is a chance to learn something new. Thanks to his ex-manager Lawrence, who helped him think bigger and step out of his comfort zone. Please welcome Toastmaster Shreyas SK.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and beloved guests.
Good evening.
Once I was assigned this role, TDM, Table Topic Master, was a tongue twister for me. So I took a few moments to get a hold of this word. So once I got a hold on this word, actually I started receiving messages from Mahaveer. His questions were to introduce me was, tell me about your childhood memories, tell me the fun moments which you have at home, who was a big influencer in your life. These questions triggered my thoughts to prepare myself for the table topic master. So as we step into the table topic session is an impromptu speaking exercise where a topic or a question is given to a participant and he has to come up and talk about it. So the timelines are usually 1 to 1.5 minutes. At 1 minute, there will be a green card shown. That means he is qualified for the contest. At 1.5 minutes, there will be a yellow card. And at 2 minutes, there will be a red card with a grace period of 15 seconds. I was given a golden tip by DTM Dr. Rajdeep how to handle table topics. Whenever you receive a table topic or a question, just break that statement into words and bring up a related story of yours to it, or build a story and give your best. So are you guys ready to think on your feet?
Yes.
That sounds awesome. So let's get started. The first topic for the day will be, if your thoughts were a playlist, what would be the top 3 tracks? The topic goes out to Priyanka.
If I could think of any top 3 songs right now, would be It's My Life by Bon Jovi. Second one would be about Fighter, I forgot her name. And the third song will be by the band One Direction. So these are the 3 songs that I really love a lot and I play a lot, though it's been quite some time, these songs have been out, but till today I can still hear them again and again. One of the reasons is I really love the words to wordings of the entire song, which really tells you that it is your life. Live it the way you want to live. Nobody else need to tell you what you need to do. It might be right, it might be wrong. How does it matter? At the end, it's your life. Live it the way you want to. And this other song, which is Fighter, is about how she inspired somebody to fight cancer, and no matter what, you will always fight. So I think your life is all about fighting, no matter it is cancer or you yourself create a cancer for yourself. And the third one is the song from One Direction, which tells you you always need to focus in one direction to at least know that if that direction is right, to make a change in your direction. So these will be the top 3 songs in my playlist when I'm at my low and even at my high, to always remind me what I need to look forward in life. Over to you.
Those are some of the good songs, awesome ones. The next topic would be what happens when your brain architect goes on vacation. And the topic goes out to Toastmaster Vishal. What happens when your brain architect goes on vacation? Toastmaster Vishal.
The way things are going, I think my brain's architect is on permanent leave. But what happens when your brain architect goes on a holiday? I think that's when you make the best decisions of your life. You have to contemplate what I just said, but how many times have we been stopped by our own thought process, by our own overthinking? I'm sure many times there are many things that we would have wanted to do, but we would have stopped ourselves because we eventually talk ourselves down and talk ourselves in the opposite direction. You decide to go swimming, you go to the edge, you see the water, you see it's 6 feet deep, and you say, you know what, I don't want to drown, let me just go back home. But when your brain architect is on a holiday, when your brain is just not working, you say, you know what, let me just dive in and I'll figure out how to swim. When your friend calls you at 12 in the night and he says, bro, let's just go out, let's go to a different city and maybe a different state by the next morning. If you were thinking, you would say, no, tomorrow I have school, I have work, I have that thing, I have this thing. But if you just stop for 1 second, you say yes, and the next day you're in some place wonderful. And that's what would happen. So, if nothing else you take away from my speech, take this. Just stop thinking for a while and learn to live in the moment and make the choices that you know you're going to regret, because everyone's young, eternal, no one is old. And you will always be able to learn from that mistake and eventually everything's going to work out. Over to you, tabletop master.
I think next time when I'm on vacation, I'll try to implement. The next topic, one thought that makes you feel like a superhero. And the topic goes out to Toastmaster Girish. One thought that makes you feel like a superhero.
Yeah. I'm already feeling it. Everybody wishes that we achieve something in our life that we are dreaming for a long time.
What happened to me way back in 2019, 2020 time, for most of us, what Fatima said was a horrible period of time. But believe me guys, it was an awesome time for me. When I'm not a negative person, but I will say why I say so. This is the time where I was in a lot of debt prior to that, 2019. And that's where somehow I always believe if you really want to achieve something and you really are into it, the whole universe will conspire and you will be able to achieve that. That's a theme. So you don't believe that. I mean, at that point of time, somehow I had a belief that I will be able to overcome this huge debt that I had. And luckily for me, at that point of time, someone whom I helped said that I don't want this money now, you take it out. And that money, exactly, I put this in the share market. Who believed that? In 2020, the share market would go down and everybody was selling shares like as if there is no tomorrow. And for me, anyway, if there is no tomorrow, it's also cool. So that's right? I mean, I said, okay, let me take it a cool chance. Okay, I am a great gambler. I said, okay, let me put in, whatever, all in. That's turned out to be a great part for me. So I felt superhero on that day.
Yourself. The topic goes out to Toastmasters Srinivas. Are you happy with yourself?
The universe is very huge. Universe made a lot of things like flowers, foods, people like us. It's not alone. I want to mingle with people just to have beautiful conversation as like what I'm having now. I should not be alone in the universe. I wanted people to communicate to me. They want me to give me feedback so that whenever I improvise, I want to get feedback that you are improved. Looking at that, definitely I have improved from the past 1 year and also looking for the future. Given that, I'm not happy with myself. I'm happy. I'll be happy with myself whenever I'm looking at my phone when I'm sleeping. That's a time I spend a lot. Maybe around 5 hours a day, I'll spend in front of phone. My midnights are like 3 o'clock. Till 3 or 2, I'll be online or I'll be watching YouTube. So I'll cut down from social media. Yes, I done it intentionally because I don't want to take it to people. That I don't want to show what I'm doing now. I don't want to show what I was done past. I'm good at myself. I want to improvise today, tomorrow, and day after tomorrow. Looking for everybody's feedback after this table topic session. Looking to improvise myself. And so I want to see my future for next 1 year. Over to you.
That was a great tip, Srinivas. Cutting yourself from social media, definitely you'll be happy with yourself. Okay. The next topic is one thought that makes you feel proud. Table topic goes out to a beloved guest, Diya. One thought that makes you feel proud.
She's working. She's studying. And she makes people smile. Now my dad, an amazing person, okay, is not happy with her daughter just working, getting in the money. Is not just happy with the money. So he puts her in one college to pursue one degree also at the same time while she's working. He's not still happy, so he asks her to, Dear, what are you doing? Papa, I'm working. and studying in a course where you put me without my permission. That's what I'm doing, Papa. So my question, this question should be to him. Are you proud? Are you happy that she's doing so many things? No. Well, I will take this particular topic and whatever I said to him right now, even I want to make a call right away, that yo, listen, you're in your what, 40s right now, I guess when you were in your 21s or 20s, I bet you were still eating some chaat down the lane with the money that your dad gave you. Look at me. I am literally taking some groceries for home. Mummy is calling me and not you to get her 1 kg of washing powder. Shouldn't you be proud? You should be, right? He should be, right?
Yes.
The next topic is, if your thoughts were built like IKEA furniture, what would the instructions be? The topic goes out to Toastmaster Karunakar.
Too many fans.
If your thoughts were built like IKEA furniture, what would the instructions be?
Actually, I'm not a fan of IKEA furniture. So, the instructions be continue doing innovation, continue working on your designs, don't make it too massive, because if you have a product which is well crafted, designed with passion, if you have your employees who are paid supremely well to design those products, it will showcase in the outer world as in a product which only you can desire of. Right? So it's important to set your goals right. It's important to continue on your improvement, because if you make something as a far-fetched goal, there are people, there are elements around us who actually work towards aiming for that far-fetched thing. So that goes on to show that you have to craft yourself all the time. There has to be an iota of improvement as and when you are looking at achieving some milestones. So if my mind is actually going to train or to tell people to improve the product, say something like IKEA furniture, just make it classy and not massy. And please make sure that right element, right quality that you promise, right durability that you promise, and the continuity or everlasting qualities that you normally promise, the product kind of stands to it. So yeah, all-round effort, just like all-round effort of Mumbai Indians, how they've been bouncing back from where they were at the start of the IPL. So that will actually complement each other, and at the end of the day, everybody, right from the people who manufacture the product to the people consuming, would be happy and go home. Sure, thank you.
Insights on delivery of quality. And the next topic would be, if your thoughts could time travel, where would you go most often? And the topic goes out to our beloved guest, Abhijeet. If your thoughts could time travel, where would you go most often?
Often I am asked this question in
table topics. If you are in a time machine, where would you like to go? In the past or in the present, or stay in the present or go in the future? Given that my past was involving of very poor marks in academics, I would not like to visit it. And the future prospects of jumping to a future where you see a world with so much climate change, inflation, you do not know when is the next GST hike coming or the next tariff coming. So you are confused, but the best place to stay is staying in the present. To live in the present. I often see, when my office was very nearby, very close by, and whenever I used to come from Cubbon Park to my office in Lavelle Road, I used to watch all the leaves. And every 3 months you would see the leaves falling down, and then again they would grow up, and then again they are lush green leaves. And I used to feel that however we progress, we are following a cycle, but in whichever process we are, we have the ability to inspire people. Live the moment to ensure that whatever you are doing, you are making an impression on yourself. In the past, if I made an impact, that should guide me in the present. And in the present, if I am able to connect with 60 people in a room, that will also give me confidence in the future. With that note, over to you.
I would like, if I got a chance, I would have traveled back and brought some treasure back. The next topic would be, how important is visualizing success before a challenge? And the topic goes out to Toastmaster Alok. How important is visualizing success before a challenge?
The kind of mindset that I have sometimes is more visualizing a challenge before success. And I think that is how things work, right? You end up, I mean, I've never been built to visualize success first. If I have to start thinking, I visualize, okay, what are the number of roadblocks? So I was speaking to a mentor recently who actually said this, Alok, why do you visualize everything going wrong before something going right? But I think that is the optimist in me. Optimist in me or the pessimist in me who thinks about 100 scenarios of how things could go wrong before they can go right. I think that is helping me as well, because I just don't want to see success as an outcome. For me, it is also about the process. It is also about the work that you do, the effort that you put in. I was recently talking to someone and we were debating whether is it success that actually gives you happiness or whether it's the effort that gives you happiness. So let me put it in a very, very realistic context right now. So for me, would success be getting the best table topic speaker today? Because that 9 times out of 10 is not going to happen. So if I were to determine my happiness based on that particular outcome, maybe I'm not going to be happy. But if I look at the outcome as giving a decent performance today, thinking every moment to see, okay, this is the sentence I'm speaking right now, what is going to be my next sentence? Is this going to make sense at all? Are audience reacting to me? I think if I'm in this particular moment thinking about how this entire journey of 1.5 moments is going, and I'm successful there, then probably I've been able to encounter a challenge and reach a certain stage. Rather than visualizing success and saying, okay, am I going to be the best table topic speaker today? That probably is not going to happen. So I'd rather enjoy the challenge that leads to success than the success which is not without challenge. Back to you.
And the next topic would be thought that makes you laugh out loud in public. And the topic goes out to our beloved guest, Sugeetha. Thoughts that make you laugh out loud in public.
Have you ever had a day where everything was going wrong?
Yes.
This was a time when me and my friend were traveling to different parts of the India. I was going to Kerala and she was going to visit Assam. And along the way we were traveling alone, and because of that we were in contact with each other, calling each other and checking up on each other. But it so happened that my journey was very smooth and I was reaching my destination, I was enjoying my vacation. But her journey, whenever she called, she would get into countless troubles. First, she missed a train, and then she got into a train and went to the destination but missed the connecting train. And every time she would call, I would be serious for the first two, three times, but then we got to a point where I understood the next phone call that comes from her is going to be some tragic story. So we started enjoying the tragedy itself, and that made me laugh in public when I was enjoying the vacation. And she was also laughing in her tragedy also. So that was a funny incident. Over to you.
build a dream job, what would it be? And the topic goes up to Toastmaster Asha.
Everybody always have a thought to serve people, to feel, to give back. As Simha said, that it was a very nice one. I really enjoyed. So everybody have this urge of feeling that we should give back in some or the other way. If it is given a chance to me, what would be my dream job? I would definitely try my best to serve people in whatever way I can. So I used to teach earlier, and I was a part of Teach India as well, but it was long back. But now I'm not doing anything, and I feel that I'm not serving in any way. So I think that is the biggest thing which I think of as my dream job, to serve people either through teaching or through serving as a nurse or something, maybe if I get a chance. And so because serving others gives a sense of fulfillment within, and I think that is the highest way of enhancing our self-esteem, and nothing can raise our self-esteem more than that. So I would definitely go for those kind of jobs.
Self-esteem can take us to a place where we want. Thanks for those thoughts. Those are some of the table topics which I planned for. Thoughts are the architects of our destiny. We should consciously contemplate so that we reach our destiny. Thanks. Over to you.
which is evaluation session. When I was younger, I used to always be scared after writing my exam if my marks would be good or not. So I'm a little scared today as well. But our general evaluator today is a big fan of dosas, even now, but more so when he was a kid. He used to love to go to Kamak hotels. And he's very inspired by his grandfather, who is very systematic. Give it up for one and only our past president, Toastmaster Vijay.
So a young lady, several years back, she traveled from Assam to Bangalore with her father. Her father had some work. It was in Jain area. And as her father was talking to his colleague, she just wandered around Jain and she saw the nameplate of an editor of a magazine called Prajamata. So she was bored enough, she was very young, she was bored enough to go knock on that, it was a house. And she knocked down and somebody opened and she told, can I speak to the editor? So, yeah, I write stories, you'll be able to, can I send you those stories? He told, yeah, I can send you those stories. And she sent those stories. And a year later it got published in Prajamata. And then she started internalizing, that was the start. Then she started observing things and internalizing it and writing more stories. She always wanted to be a great writer. And great writers start observing and start writing to mimic exact stories, bring things into life, right? So she was doing that. And several years later, around 50 years later, that was just earlier this week, she won the International Booker Prize. And I'm speaking about Balloon Spark. So, thoughts are the architects of your destiny. And the other one I really like, which is similar, is you are what you think all day long. So, this lady perhaps was thinking all day long about becoming a great writer. It took quite a while, but she really made it. Good evening, Toastmasters, and particularly the guests. How many of you guests here? All right. Other than the Toastmasters, yeah, I know a few Toastmasters are here, and so when you come to Toastmasters Club, you think usually about public speaking and how to speak better, how to speak confidently, etc. But there are a lot more things that goes on in Toastmasters and try teaching. Regardless of whether you choose to be in Toastmasters or not, I can give you a quick 101 of how to organize a meeting. So let us take it like that. Okay. So if you look at the meeting, it was pretty flawless. If you see, there is nobody whispering to somebody, oh, did you miss that? Did you miss that? Nothing happened. Just pretty flawless in structuring. So this meeting, usually what happens, we have a chief operating officer of this club. We call that by a different name called Vice President Education. That person charts out the meeting, puts the structure of the meeting, and since we have the meeting every week, you can't have a replica of the same meeting the next one. So you put in sufficient thought to that. So, and we are all treated like celebrities. And we are 13 or 14 role players here. Each one of us are treated as celebrities. And it's beautiful how we are treated as celebrities. You get posters around that. I'm in my 40s and still I feel very happy seeing myself in a as a human element to that, right? And so the way you up the whole thing is something which is really good. That's well done. And that's the reason why it goes flawless. Flawlessness, it doesn't mean that no work has happened. A lot of sufficient work has happened. So one thing that you can take away is if you are to organize something somewhere, even in an apartment complex or in your college or whatever that is, organizing behind the scenes is thing. Today what happens is that, and then you had the presiding officer coming onto the stage. It so happens that the presiding officer is the person who organized this as well. So because the CEO of the club is indisposed, so you have the chief operating officer of the club coming in. So if you look at it, it's quite intense for a person to come here, organize it, as well as come here and speak with great clarity and And since she is the presiding officer, there's a lot of gravitas that has to come. You cannot compare it with other speeches. This is like, I compare usually the presiding officer's speech as a comparison of the speech of the Prime Minister or the Chief Minister, and not somebody else. You know, you have there's a lot running in your mind. Why are the chairs empty? Will this meeting go well? Whereas for the other speakers, there's nothing, no such feeling. They just come in and speak. So, given all this, I think Toastmaster Chaitra Chandapillai did a fantastic job. It was a short speech, but yet a complete speech. That requires some amount of maturity. I think she had great amount of maturity doing that. And before I forget, before that, if you walk into this place, it all looks decked up, isn't it? Simple yet decked up. The board is written, everything is fine, etc. So it's not very easy to get all these things decked up. So again, that is something which you can take away. Before people start coming in, you have to kind of make the place feel welcome. That's our logistics manager. So our logistics, we call it by a very complicated name that's called Sergeant at Arms. Okay, so but that's the logistics manager and her team. So she takes this again a brilliant job. When you have to do week over week, kind of tend to slip, but it's almost there at the fag end of this term. You get things go really well. That's nice. So then maybe we can get to the individual speeches. So we had 4 speeches if you look at it, and you had evaluators for every speech. Alright, so that will give you an idea as to how a speech is structured, what to take away from each of the speech. So let's start with Toastmaster Brian evaluating Toastmaster Sonal Sharma.
With the speech title, The Lesson I Didn't See Coming, Toastmaster Sonal Sharma explored 2 of the objectives: introducing yourself to the club and understanding the basic structure of a public speech. My evaluation will be based on 2 aspects: delivery and content of your speech. Let's look at the delivery. You had clarity, your language is clear and was clearly understood. You had effective eye contact all the way from this desk, covering the left part of your audience to the right part of your audience. You looked at each and every part of this hall, which is very, very beautiful. You had hand gestures incorporated to your speech. We love your speech. Your body language connected to the way you spoke today. Let's look at the comfort of your speech. Your comfort level was clearly evident by the use of effective body language and the appropriate use of the parts of the stage. And the fifth aspect is interest of the audience. Now this is where I go to the content of your speech. Going on to the content, a structure of a speech has 3 main parts. Introduction, you brought in a thought-provoking introduction, perfect. The body of your speech, you were creative in bringing abbreviations, the 3 C's: classroom, confusion and connection. Beautifully put and covered. Conclusion, your conclusion stood apart from your introduction and the body of your speech. Perfectly encapsulated what Sonal Sharma is. Therefore, you cleared both the guidelines of your project, introducing yourself and understanding the structure of your speech. With that being said, let us move on to the suggestions. There's a famous saying: you cannot direct the wind, but you can only adjust the sail. Adjusting the sail tells us the direction you want to go in. Your life story was all about how you adjusted your sail and moved in directions and adjusted to the wind. We saw how you adjusted your sail in the past. We saw how you are adjusting it now by being a financial person. But what we missed is to see the direction where you want to be in the future. An icebreaker has 3 main parts: the past, present and the future. We know how you were in the past, we know what you do in the present, but what we missed is to see where you are, where you will be in the next 5, 10 years, 15 years. Overall, Sonal, today you did not sit in your seat. With your icebreaker, you faced your heat. Having completed, now you are one among the 8. Congratulations on your icebreaker. Looking forward to more of your speeches. All the best.
For some of you who do not know, Sonal Sharma, this is called an icebreaker speech because this is the first speech of the member of the Joint Club. And Sonal, I just felt that you can tone down the body language. Intentional body language does not really go well. The speech was really good. The next speech was by Toastmaster Ravivarma, yet another icebreaker speech by Toastmasters. The evaluation is by Toastmaster George Dsa.
Good evening, Toastmasters, and especially to Toastmaster Ravivarma. Today we witnessed a very special moment, the first milestone, greater milestone in our Toastmaster journey. Congratulations. First of all, in today's speech, you started with a good, with some cooking word which instantly got all our attention, which is Ambur Biryani. I think a couple of months that we drove ourselves with family to Chennai. I made sure I dropped into the Ambur and had Ambur Biryani. So, you hooked the message at the initial point. Coming to today's speech, the scope of that is to introduce yourself to the club, and secondly to follow the basic structure of the speech. Yeah? Coming to the first scope of introducing yourself, you've given a snapshot of your parents, what they're doing, your brother, and how did you study, you're a mischievous boy, and you landed in engineer. I think myself engineer, I was a mischievous. I could able to relate to your story, and I believe most of in the crowd also would have been related. That's the first big point of your of the checklist what you have done. Congratulations. Also, we talked about your future vision. You wanted to be a business entrepreneur. You talked about your role models of your future, and also you left the audience to contemplate that what drives you every day to keep pushing ourselves forward. Yeah, that's well done. So, couple of suggestions on where you could be able to improve is one of the articulation of speech. I was sitting at behind. The pronunciation was not so much clear, so I could able to collect it. So I again reconnected with you and took few of the points. The articulation. Second is the structure of the speech, like opening, body, and conclusion. If I take a metaphor of Ambur Biryani, the opening is like a flavor which pulls the customers inside the Ambur Biryani portal. Yeah. Second is like a body which is of your rice, meat, and masala, which mixes each other. The body was not so much, your story was mixed each other, we could not able to comprehend clearly the common thread in that. And finally, conclusion is the taste of it. You leave that flavory taste to the audience. So I've been said that the best biryani will not be cooked in one day. Yeah, it's a journey. You try every time a new recipe, and this is a journey. And I really congratulate you have started to taken this step with courage. I give you with this, keep cooking, keep speaking. Yeah, over to you.
So Toastmaster Ravivarma, I just felt that you had almost concluded the speech. That is when you started off a new Jackie Chan story. Maybe we should review your speech and see if, because it was a good conclusion. After that, why did Jackie Chan come in? I am a bit unsure. Maybe you can revisit that. But otherwise, it's a brilliant speech. This is the first time I'm meeting somebody from Jolarpet, having traveled and trained through a long time to the Jolarpet junction. Fine. The next speech was by Toastmaster Shreya, evaluated by Toastmaster Alok.
with the purpose of clearly defining how Toastmaster envisions mentoring and to share some aspect of a previous experience as a protege. Let's see how Toastmaster Shreya fared. Now, Toastmaster Shreya, you delivered a compelling speech about your experience as a protege. From your journey with your dance teacher as a mentor to the mentors at Toastmasters, you took us on an insightful, relatable and eye-opening journey. You used the power of eye contact to great effect. Now, it also helps to have eye contact, especially when conveying relatability. And it's very important because this was a personal story that you were sharing as a protege. In terms of comfort level, you appeared fully at ease with the audience with your sprinkling of humor in between. Also, with the aid of the mic, your speech was clear and easily understood, especially from the people at the front and most importantly for people at the back. Now Shreya, though your physical gestures added depth to your speech, the fact is that you could avoid cupping your hands between points at every point. So what I would advise you to do is between points, just let your hands go to the sides, right? And it just makes it a lot more natural. And it was distracting, so that's something you could avoid. The other thing was that you could have avoided the mic check. When you came in, you said, "Am I audible?" That diluted your introduction of Hardik Pandya. Now, the other thing I wished happened was while you named your mentors at Toastmasters, I wish you had named your mentors in your dancing journey as well, because I felt that personal depth would have added a lot of flavor to your story. And the last thing is, in terms of vocal variety, I think you could have explored more avenues. Sample this. When your teacher taught you to dance, you could have incorporated dialogues. Your teacher saying, "Shreya, what is this, ma? Why are you doing this, ma?" Could have added a lot more. It would have been more impactful. Having said that, Shreya, there's no taking away from the fact that you delivered a compelling speech today with all these suggestions in your arsenal. Looking forward to witnessing your journey from good to great. Best wishes. Back.
If you see Toastmaster Shreya has a brilliant capability to take a very small thing and take it into a story. I was there with her in the Bharatanatyam class. When she told her, the teacher hit her with the scale, it pained me. So she has the brilliant ability, maybe she's the next Banu Mustaq in making here. So, and friends, and we go back to the whole structuring of the speech, the person who was doing the emceeing of the speech. Okay? We call the MC as Toastmaster of the day. So Toastmaster of the day is expected to be the whole, if the whole meeting is like a garland, that person is like a thread in the garland. The thread should barely be seen, but without the thread, the whole flowers will just fall off. So he did a brilliant job of holding on to the entire meeting. He has a natural flair, you have to give it to him. And apart from that, he worked on it. So it was interactive, and he started with a very small activity. So what happens when the energy is down and you do such activities, it brings up. So if you are a MC somewhere, right, find out some activity for people to do, because usually the energy will be low when meeting starts, particularly if it is towards the evening, etc. And my only thing is, of course, you have to tell something, so let me just tell that. In first case, when Toastmaster Sonal Sharma, she was, icebreaker is all about speaking about that particular person. So the introduction was such that introduction told that she was from Indore, she was a lot more that came out. You don't really have to tell the entire thing about that person who is going to introduce herself. And that's about it. After that, I just felt a little bit of empathy for Toastmaster Sonal Sharma would have been good. We were all doing a standing ovation and just came. I mean, it's time to go, kind of a. She was left all alone at some point of time. So maybe, see, what happens is that it's easy for us to comment on Toastmaster. He himself is going through butterflies in his stomach. Having, with all the credit to that doesn't come out of the face, but every Toastmaster of the day has butterflies in his stomach, and so that comes out. And the next one is that we had the impromptu speech, the pick and speak kind of a thing, but there's something to speak really. So that is something, again, that is something which you will have some occasion to involve everybody in the audience, in your speech somewhere. It was funny topics, some were funny, some were good, nice. The only thing is that I felt that the preparation, this person has to prepare on his own topics, okay, and be loud and clear. Because most of the topics, when the topics are lengthy, you be better at it, the topics. Because the person who's getting it is just seeing it at that time, is getting flabbergasted, he or she. So you better be. And the cardinal rule of being a Toastmaster, a table topics master is do not waste time. Do not give a lecture on what table topics is all about. It's done. How much time to take? The timer has already spoken about it. So hit the ground running. So that's the cardinal rule of this. Having said that, I think the person is doing it for the first time. First time must have this problem. So I would put the blame on, not the blame at least, I would put it on the Vice President Education to give some sort of a briefing to the table topics master saying this is what you have to do. Right? Having said that, that's about the road takers. Then we had the tag team. The tag is a timer, our counter, and grammarian. Who go through the entire speech. So it's quite an effort for them to keep their attention span long. Let's invite the timer, Alok.
Good evening, fellow time travelers. Good evening. So, my report I present to you today is all of us have traveled through time, on time, safe and sound. So everyone was well within time. Everyone did a very great job. All the speakers, the evaluators, and the rotators. Thank you.
I'm kind of disappointed that time. Let me call the counter Diya.
Good evening once again. So as a counter, 0 crutch words used by PM Simha, 1 guest, PM Alok, PM Brian, PM Alan, DTM Dr. Abhijeet sir. Less than 5 crutch words, PM Ravivarma, PM Chaitra, PM Shreya, and PM George. More than 5 crutch words used by PM Mahaveer, PM Sonal, PM Asha, and PM Diya. Can anyone guess which is the most used repeated words as usual? So don't use so again. And can you guess how many times it has been used? It's almost closer to Sachin batting average. Do you know what is Sachin batting average? 58. Close to 48. Thank God we have not done off century. Hopefully today Bangalore, I think today is the Bangalore match. Hopefully Bangalore will win today's
Thanks so much, Diya. So, yo. Over to Toastmasters.
And there was a lot of talk about biryani today, so let me get back to that. How do you know the biryani was good? The good seasoning. There was no veg to it, more pieces and all that. And I would say if there are not many bad pieces in it, that's also a good measure, right? The measure of a good Toastmasters meeting is to not have a lot of bad usage. Whether you have good usage or not is a secondary one. Right? So I'm happy to report today's meeting had only 3 bad usages, which were I lost all my interest. Not really a sin, but I'll correct it. I lost all my interest. Run through my bloods. Well, blood by itself is multiple, right? It's plural. So let's put it as run through my blood. I done it intentionally. Probably not. You did it intentionally. Good. Those are the bad usages or not so good usages. Some of the notable quotes were divinely harmonious, insightful, relatable, and eye-opening. Suggestions in your arsenal. For you to smile and for me to treasure. Every day is a chase to learn something new. Sorry, every day is a chance to learn something new. Hit the ground running, and this is the time for me to get off the ground. With that, back to you.
Finally, on the word of the day, I was just contemplating if contemplate was a word something which is new or contemplative enough. How many of you feel that that was a new word for you? Contemplate was not. Or just a new word? Then that's fine. All right. So we come to the end. So we have the voting only for the members. Voting links will be there, and voting password is 2525. And the Simra Fatima is not included in the voting because it's a contest speech. Alright, so just vote for it. Once you're done, I think you're done with your voting, or you can continue voting. I've been doing this, it's been a year since I did the general evaluator role. It was good, cooperative audience. You laughed when I cracked something which I thought you should laugh, and you applauded and whenever I thought you should applaud. So that is good. The general evaluator clears all of you. All right, back to you.
Thank you very much, Chaitra, Chandapillai, for giving me the opportunity to be the TOD of today. I want to quickly wrap up today's session by something a wise man once told me. His name is Karunakar. Thoughts are the architects of your destiny, but only in your dreams. Thoughts are architects of your destiny, but only in your dreams. If you don't take any actions, then you will not go anywhere. So, you want to get better at public speaking, take up roles. Over to you.
Let's give it up for Toastmaster Mahaveer again. Thank you everyone for making this meeting so amazing. I know the committee, Toastmaster, Amrit, and a lot of our friends sitting almost at the back bench have done a lot of work setting up today's meeting, and thank you for that. There are a couple of announcements for today. One, we have, I think all of you members have received a couple of messages about the newsletter, the announcement in the group. Now the person to catch is Toastmaster Srinivas. Where is he? Yes. Sign up for newsletter calls and articles. Catch him, and he will take it forward from there. I will leave the election announcement to someone in the election team later on. But for now, I want to tell all of you first-time guests who stood up at the beginning of the meeting, Toastmaster Mahaveer has been busy today. I want you to keep him busy by making sure that he gives you a walkthrough of what Toastmasters is about. And he will be doing that right at the end after the meeting closes. Okay, so catch him and make him take you through the walkthrough. So I think the voting is still going for the okay. The best auxiliary role taker award. Yo yo yo! The best role taker award goes to someone who is very clinical. He calls himself a data plumber, and you have seen how he's thoroughly analyzed today's meeting. Toastmaster Vivek. The best table topics award goes to someone who left us with a very insightful thought. Is it success that actually gives you happiness, or is it the effort that actually gives you happiness? Toastmaster Alok. The Best Evaluator Award goes to a budding poet who welcomed his target speaker into the elite by saying, with your speech you join the elite. Toastmaster Brian. And the Best Speaker Award goes to someone who ended up getting hit by her Bharatanatyam teacher to finding mentors somehow wherever she goes. Toastmaster Shreya Sadugol. Toastmaster Shreya has also completed her level 2 with this speech. We have someone from the election committee who will be giving us an announcement. May I invite Dr. Rajdeep onto the stage?
All are enjoying such wonderful meetings, and now it's the term to contribute. So we have the election for the next term, that is from July 1st to December 31st, to be held on June 6th. So we invite applications. I think so Shashank has already sent the mail for you in the group. So please submit your applications by May 31st so that we get time to process the applications for all the 7 positions. Please remember that leadership in an organization like Toastmasters gives you the experience free of cost. So please take up these roles and contribute to the club, which has given so much to you. Thank you so much. Thank
you. Thank you, Dr. Rajdeep. With this, we come to the end of today's meeting. I know all of you are waiting for the snacks. So I will quickly close today's meeting. I declare meeting number 1479 closed. Award winners